So you want the National Guard, but you don't want the National Guard. Make it make sense. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about New York Governor Kathy Hochul signing an order banning the National Guard from carrying long guns in the subway system. Now, this to me just makes no sense. Look, you call the National Guard out to New York City because of all the crime, all the violence, all the chaos happening inside the subway, but then you say they can't carry their weapon of choice. So what's the point of calling them out in the first place? Why do you want the National Guard if you don't want a National Guard to be the National Guard? I don't understand. What is the purpose? This is further evidence of the incompetence of the government in not only New York State under Kathy Hochul, but New York City under Eric Adams. Now, check out this article. Then we're going to get into a little bit of video to show you what's happening. National Guard can't carry long guns while checking bags in the subway. Governor Kathy Hochul issued an order forbidding the weapons at bag check stations on Wednesday, directly after her announcement that soldiers would be deployed to New York City subways. So immediately you deploy the National Guard, 750 National Guard to the subway system in New York City. Then you say, well, the long guns, we don't really like that look too much, okay? We're not really fans of the long guns. Let's go ahead and ban that. Now, before I go any further into this article, let's go back a little bit to look at the actual news story that broke about this. Then we'll get into a little bit more. If you want to see the video in full without my commentary, link, as always, will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
We do want to begin tonight with the rising crime rate in New York on America's largest subway system, with millions of commuters and tourists riding every day. Well, now an extraordinary new approach by the governor there to bring down crime in the Big Apple. The Democrats.
So, in these pictures, I want to see if any of them have their long guns. This picture right here, obviously, is not of them on the subway cars. I'm not sure why they're in front of a picture of the subway. That's kind of strange, but anyway.
Democratic governor announcing a major crackdown. Hundreds of National Guard.
There we go. We got the long guns. So you see them right here in the subway on the platform with the long guns. But now we can't do that. So they're going to be in their full uniform, fatigue, boots, all of that, but no long guns.
Begin tonight patrolling subway platforms and checking riders' bags. The show of force comes after a recent spike in crime in the underground transit, including 3 killings since January. And
now let's pause for a minute. The purpose of the National Guard is, like I was reading earlier, to check the bags. So there's going to be random bag checkings they'll do, and that's to prevent weapons and other things from getting into the subway system. Now, the order was for 750 National Guard and 250 MTA police. If all you're going to do is check bags and a National Guard can't have long guns, why not just have the police down there in fuller force, or just have the police set up little bag checking stations? Why do you need 1,000 people down there just to check bags? Why do you need a National Guard at all if they can't carry their long guns? This is just a dumb thing to do.
Even today, just hours after the announcement, a train conductor reported that she was hit in the head with a glass bottle. CBS's Elaine Quijano spoke with subway riders about the new security.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul's plan is aimed at improving subway rider safety, adding 1,000 more personnel, including
I think I saw a police officer with a long gun. Let me just make sure I'm not seeing things.
Governor Kathy Hochul's plan is aimed at improving.
Say we got a regular police officer right here with a long gun as well. So we're banning the National Guard from carrying the long guns. How about the actual police officers who were down there already? Are we going to ban them from the long guns as well? How about this? How about no more sidearms? If we're going to ban long guns, why not the sidearms? What's the difference? This is just, okay, I'm going to just digress.
Subway rider safety, adding 1,000 more personnel, including 750 National Guard troops, to help with patrols and random bag searches.
Anyone looking to do harm or spread fear on our subways, you will be caught.
The move comes after a more than 46% spike in major crimes in the city's transit system in January compared to 2023.
46% spike. 46% in 1 year. Unreal.
Across the country, CBS News polling shows crime is a top concern for voters. But data shows crime is down in big cities, including New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles.
Speaking about crime in the subway system going up, I saw an article recently where this guy pushed his girlfriend or somebody, might have been a domestic dispute, not really sure. But the guy pushed the girl onto the platform and she was hit by an oncoming train and she had to get her feet amputated at the hospital as a result. Now, luckily, she lived. It could have been a lot worse than what it wound up being. But still, that kind of thing is happening far too often on the subway system, which is part of the reason why you're going to need a National Guard and more police and other things they're trying to do. Like, I don't know, if you've been caught committing crimes in the subway, maybe you shouldn't be allowed down there. Or how about this? Something else they want to do in this new plan, this new brilliant plan from Governor Kathy Hochul, which does not allow for the actual National Guard to carry long guns. Part of the plan is, hey, if you've been caught committing a violent crime and or you've been to the penitentiary, you've been convicted of a violent crime, maybe you should stay there for a little bit of time and it shouldn't be a slap on the wrist. Maybe it shouldn't be zero bail. Things like that could improve the crime in the subway system, but I digress.
In the daytime, I feel safe. Nighttime, I don't know, man. Because I be saying, where's the cops? You don't see them that much.
Already this year, there have been several high-profile crimes in New York's subway system, including 3 killings and a brutal attack on a conductor.
But you have to feel safe in the system, because I know how it plays on your psyche when you hear about some random acts of violence.
Danny Pearlstein is with the transit advocacy group Riders Alliance.
With stationing troops there, that's going to create a heightened climate of fear of the subway. It's not getting at the root causes of the problems.
The governor's plan does include $20 million for mental health outreach.
In the morning, you see nothing but the homeless on the trains. I don't feel safe.
So my man from a little while ago, it might have been who she was with, he's saying, in the daytime, I feel safe. But yeah, he says, in the daytime, I feel safe, but at the night, not so much. And then she says, well, look, in the morning, you got all the homeless on the platform and on the cars, I don't feel safe. So when can you feel safe on the subway system? And then this guy here, the guy they showed, he's talking about, well, when you put the National Guard and more police in the subway, it increases tension and creates an environment of fear. Well, what are you going to do when you got the homeless taking it over in the daytime, the criminals and homeless at night acting the fool, random people doing random acts of violence all throughout the day from morning, noon till night? What are you going to do? You know, I'll tell you what you shouldn't do is order National Guard and say you can't have your long guns, but I digress.
The problems.
The governor's plan does include $20 million for mental health outreach.
In the morning, you see nothing but the homeless on the trains. I don't feel safe. Sometimes I just take the bus.
More than 3 million people ride the New York City transit system every day. But Nora, that is down from a peak of 5 million people per day before the pandemic.
So that's what's going on in New York City. Let's go back to this article right here to see if we can glean some more information. It says, shortly after Governor Kathy Hochul announced on Wednesday that hundreds of National Guard soldiers will be deployed to patrol the New York City subway system and check riders' bags, her office made an adjustment. Soldiers searching bags would not carry long guns. The change was ordered by Ms. Hochul on Wednesday for implementation on Thursday. According to a spokesman for the governor, Ms. Hochul issued a directive that the National Guard members would be prohibited from carrying long guns at back check stations. Soldiers not working the stations would presumably be allowed to carry them. Well, I mean, what's the difference? If you're at a back check station or not at a back check station, but you're still National Guard, what is the difference? And if you're going to take long guns away from the guard at the back check stations, why should they be there at all? Why not just have regular police right there at the back check stations? They have their sidearms and they usually don't have the long guns. So these kind of moves don't make any sense. I think it's because of optics. Because guys like me and others are saying, hey, we got long gun National Guards in the subway. What's happening? That guy you just saw, the advocate, whoever he was, talking about, oh, it creates a fear environment, dumb stuff like that. Maybe she's listening to these voices and making a decision based on that, rather than what makes sense from, you know, a crime fighting perspective. Let's keep on going. Donald Lieberman, executive director of New York Civil Liberties Union, called the ban on long guns at bag checking stations, quote, relief, unquote, but said the guards' presence underground remained an unnecessary overreaction based on fear, not facts. Quote, deploying military personnel to the subways will not make New Yorkers feel safe. It will, unfortunately, create a perfect storm for tension, escalation, and further criminalization of black and brown New Yorkers. Why is it always about the black and the brown? Why is it always got to be some kind of race thing? At the end of the day, as I close, there's more to the article, but I'll place that in the box. As I close, New York City, not safe. The subway system, not safe. So what are you going to, you got to do something. You can't just allow these kind of, and you know, you can't just allow this kind of environment to persist unchecked. You got to do something. And at least Governor Hochul is doing something rather than nothing. Although if I were the king and I could just rule by fiat, I would do a lot more than she is doing, and also what Eric Adams is doing. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what Governor Kathy Hochul is doing by banning long guns from National Guard at bag check stations, and I would presume throughout the entire subway system? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is dumb. Why would you call the National Guard and say, hey, National Guard, the things that you use on a regular, everyday basis, whenever you deploy, whenever you're training or whatever, don't do that here. Okay, we need you because the subway system is out of control. There's crime, there's violence, there's all kind of stuff, and we need you guys. But don't have your primary weapon of choice, because that's going to make things just not look good optically for the eyes of the media. This is ridiculous. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.